Welcome back to my channel. Ito nga po pala ang inyong lingkod na si Mercy na bumabati sa inyo na isang napakagandang araw po sa inyong lahat. At kung bago ka lang sa channel ko, please hit the subscribe button and the bell button para ma-update kayo sa mga upcoming vlogs ko. Alright mga besh, sa ngayon pag-uusapan po natin ay tungkol sa succulent natin na nag-grow na leggy kung tawagin nila. Yung parang nawawala na yung rosette nilang shape. So, ayan mga besh, tingnan natin kung ano yung dahilan. Ba't sila nag-i-stretch out, nag-i-spread yung kanilang dahon, and yung kanilang rosette na malaki ay lumiliit na lang kasi nga nag-stretch out sila. So, let's find out kung ano yung kailangan nating gawin at kung ano yung dahilan, ba't sila nagkaganon. But don't worry mga besh, hindi pa mamamatay yung inyong succulent. Meron lang pong isang dahilan. So, ito yung pag-uusapan natin ngayon. Alright? So, ayan mga besh, ang daming nagtatanong bakit yung kanilang succulent ay nagiging leggy or nag-i-stretch out at nawawala na yung kanilang beautiful rosette shape. So, especially those echeverias that looks like a perfect roses. That's why it can be sometimes frustrating and discouraging when they start to lose their compact rose-like shape. So mga besh, you might be wondering whether your plants is dying, but it was not. So mga besh, here is a good news. Your plant is not going to die just because it's grow tall and leggy, but it does mean it's not getting what it's need. Leggy succulent are preventable and I'll show you what they need in order to retain their beautiful shape. Here's a clue mga besh, it has to do with light. Yes mga besh, nagsisearch lang sila ng source of light kaya po sila nag-grow ng leggy. So it was called etiolation or the dreaded etiolation process of the succulent. This is one of those things succulents growers need to watch out for if they want to provide the best environment for their plants. Etiolation simply refers to the process in which succulent in search of more light than they are getting literally stretch themselves toward the nearest light source. Yon mga besh, ang pinakadahilan bakit sila nagiging leggy at nag-i-stretch out. So, think of it as your plant's natural survival instinct. So, succulent need light to survive and their ideal amount is 6 hours of indirect sunlight. If they're not getting that, they slowly grow tall out towards the light. So, etiolation can also happen when you give your succulent a dose of fertilizer but not enough sunlight. So fertilizer helps succulent grow faster. So if they forced to grow faster but don't have access to the sunlight they need, they start to grow tall and leggy with large gap on the stem between its leaf. So are my succulent leggy stretch out succulents going to die? Don't worry mga besh, there's no cause for alarm. Your succulent isn't going to die just because it's grow leggy or change its compact shape. So it is however telling you that it needs more to be moved in a sunnier area of your home or garden or where they can get the source of light. Try moving the pot on the area that gets more access to light to prevent your plant from continuing to stretch out. So if you don't move it in a sunnier spot and leave it in the shade for too long a period of time, then yes, your succulent might eventually give out and die because it's not getting one of the most vital things it needs to survive. But don't worry though, this is the worst case scenario and it wouldn't happen right away. But you need to remember that succulent are hardy plants that do their very best to survive. So stretching out and become leggy is just one way of survival for the succulent. Also, make sure you're rotating. Also, make sure you are rotating your pots to ensure that all succulents are getting access to the light. As what I said to my previous vlogs, mga besh, kailangan marami pong requirements ang succulent natin to keep it up and to grow beautiful. But we need to make sure that they get them, and especially sunlight or light source is one of them. So sometimes it's difficult for a shorter succulent to get the light it needs, especially mga besh pag nako-cover na sila ng malalaking plants or succulent beside them na hindi na po sila nakakakuha ng enough sunlight. So that's the time na mag-i-start na po silang mag-grow taller so they can get what they need. This applies to succulent planted in the ground too. That can be blocked by our plants as what I said earlier, mga best. So, how much sun do the succulent need? Well, that's a great question, mga best. Succulents love the sun, but they're also susceptible to sunburn. In extreme temperature like 90 degrees Fahrenheit and above, they typically need about 6 hours of sunlight each day only, and direct sunlight is usually best, especially during the summer when high temperatures can scorch the leaf of succulent. Yes, mga besh, kasi nagkaka-sunburn po sila if too much exposure na po sa sunlight. You might be wondering what I mean by indirect sunlight. Think of a spot in your home that gets lit up of the sun rays thanks to a nearby window or sliding glass door. That spot stays sunny on hours each day, right? But hindi po yung nasa labas ng bakuran natin na talagang wala na silang panlaban dun sa sun rays. That's the time na magkakaroon na sila ng sunburn. So that makes it excellent spots for your succulent is just beside the window or in the window slide na nakakakuha lang sila ng enough light that they need. Place your succulent planters on a dining table or in a table or coffee table or in kitchen counter and even on the floor as long as it gets access to the bright light. So if you're growing succulent outside, your succulent might do better if they get access to full sun during the day and shade in the afternoon, especially during summer day. So what can I do to fix my leggy stretched-out succulent? Well, that's the best question again, mga besh. It's disheartening that once a succulent stretch out, it can never go back to its former shape. But you can, however, use it for propagation as what I did to my succulent, mga besh. Pag nag-i-stretch out na po sila, ginagawa ko, pinapluck ko po yung kanilang mga leaves and then I use it for leaves propagation and then binibihid ko na po sila, mga besh. So it's another way of propagation and also magpaparami mo ng kanilang lahi. So, a stretched-out succulent is a perfect for propagation as what I said. If you're not pleased with your leggy or stretched-out succulent, you can try your hand and leaf propagation. This way, you'll make use your succulent. You paid good money for, you'll also multiply your succulent without having to spend extra money. So, I have in-depth post about propagating succulent. And I'll give you a super simple version below. So, mga besh, first, remove your succulent from its pot of the ground. Gently tear off the leaves of the stem, making a clean cut. You want your succulent to look like a photo below that I will post it here. So, set the leaves aside and keep them out from direct sunlight so that the ends of leaves can coalesce over the few days. But what I did is, nilalagyan ko po ng cinnamon powder, mga besh, para mabilis po yung kanilang healing. So once the calyces have formed, place the leaves on the top of tray of soil, not in the soil directly. So After that, spreads the leaves of water every day or every few days just to moisten. In a few weeks time, roots will start to grow from the end of the leaves. In a few more weeks, you'll have your new babies. So once the succulent baby is about a quarter large, plant it in a small pot as you would any other succulent like Beulah. You got your new plant, mga best, but important reminder, mga besh, not all leaves will form roots, so don't worry if they don't. Also, not all leaves from the roots will sprout a succulent baby. That's okay as well, mga besh. Simply discard the leaves if they don't end up performing. I usually have 60% success rate with the leaves I do propagate, which I think it's pretty good, mga besh. Oh, so okay lang yun, mga besh. Meron ka pa ring lots of new babies. So I hope nakatulong po ito, mga besh. At sana po kung gusto nyo po talagang ma-maintain yung good rosette ng inyong succulent as how you love them, mga besh, just put them in a light, bright, shaded area, mga besh. Wag naman po nating i-expose masyado kasi nagkakaroon po ng sira yung kanilang dahon. As what I said, nagkaka-sunburn po sila, mga besh. So, kung yung succulent na nag-i-start ng mag-grow ng stem, you know what to do now, mga besh. So, ayan, mga besh, I hope may natutunan po kayo sa vlog natin today. And I hope po, mga besh, ma-share nyo din po ito sa mga fellow ka-succulent lover po natin, mga besh. Alright? So, ayan, mga besh, I hope may natutunan po kayo sa video natin today. So, kung yung succulent nyo po nag-i-start ng mag-i-stretch out or naging leggy na, wag pong magpanik, wag mag-alala, may solution po dyan. Ilagay lang po natin sa bright shaded area at masusolusyonan yung problema nyo. At kung masyadong long na po yung stem nya, pwede nyo pong gamitin yon as medium for your propagation, mga besh. At ibihid nyo na po para ma-maintain nyo o makuha nyo ulit yung good rosette na gusto nyo doon sa succulent natin. So, ayan, mga besh. Kung hindi ka pa nag-subscribe, please hit the subscribe button and also don't forget the bell button para ma-update kayo sa mga upcoming vlogs pa natin, mga besh. At kung nagustuhan nyo po yung video ito, please hit like and share our vlog para may spread din po natin yung ating very simple information para po dun sa mga ka-succulent lover po natin, mga besh. Ito po ulit ang inyong lingkod na si Mercy na bumabati sa inyo na isang magandang araw po sa ating lahat dyan, mga besh. But bye for now. I'll see you next time, mga besh.